Aniline reacts with bromine water at room temperature. So nitrogen is now attached to COCH3 group. Then you do the nitrating mixture reaction to get NO2 group. Aniline reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid to form anilinium hydrogen sulfate. Next is method of preparation of diazonium salts. Hello my dear students, welcome back to session 5 on the chapter amines. Last class we studied about acylation reactions, carbylamine reaction. Also we studied about Hinsberg reagent reaction, isn't it? Today we learn about the electrophilic substitution reactions. First is bromination reaction. Aniline reacts with bromine water at room temperature to give white precipitate of 2,4,6 tribromoaniline. That is, when aniline, benzene ring with NH2 group, when it is treated with bromine water, ortho as well as para position, you can see both the ortho position bromine gets substituted and para position also bromine will get substituted and it will form hydrogen bromide as well. So how do you number it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2, 4, 6 tribromoaniline is formed. Now if we want the mono-substituted product, now here all the positions, ortho, both the ortho as well as para position got substituted, isn't it? If we want mono-substituted product, then we'll have to protect this NH2 group. What is the meaning of protection and why it is done? See, NH2 group of aniline has got lone pair of electron, that is the nitrogen has got lone pair, and thus it is a very reactive group which is present, and due to the presence of that NH2 group free, all the three positions substitutions happening. So if we make this NH2 group less reactive by protecting it, you can get mono-substituted products. So how do we do that? Aniline is first treated with acetic anhydride, that is CH3CO twice O, in the presence of pyridine, that is acetylation reaction will happen. So what will happen from here? H will be removed and instead of that acetyl group, that is CH3CO group, acylation or acetyl group is getting added up to the NH2 group. So you will get N-phenyl ethanamide is what you are getting. Now this one you are treating with bromine and CH3CO minus is present. So what will happen in the presence of bromine now? This N-phenyl ethanamide will undergo reaction in which bromine will come to the para position. Only in para position the substitution will happen. Further, now here I don't want this group, I want NH2 group only. So again, this particular product will be undergoing hydrolysis. Okay, during hydrolysis, again here you get H and here OH will get added up, you will get NH2 back in the same position. Now bromine is substituted only in the para position to give 4-bromoaniline. So you got a mono-substituted product. Always remember, for mono-substituted product, the NH2 group should be protected by acylation reaction. Then you have to do whatever substitution you want to do, and then the end product again you have to undergo hydrolysis to get back the NH2 group. Okay. So why exactly NH2 group becomes less reactive on protection? That is, now when we protect this NH2 group, what we are doing? We are doing acylation. So nitrogen is now attached to COCH3 group. Now you can see here the nitrogen's lone pair of electron will form bond and the bond will go to the oxygen as charge to form O minus and N plus with double bond. Further again resonance stabilization, that is this will again form bond and bond will again go back as charge. So now the lone pair of electron which was there on nitrogen is involved in resonance stabilization as I have shown here, and it is less available for donation to the benzene ring by resonance, and thus activation effect of CHCOCH3 group is less than that of the amino group. So what is it? Activation effect. If only NH2 group is there, then the activation effect is more. But as I have NHCOCH3 group, activation effect is less, and thus only substitution will happen in para position as the major product. Okay. So that's the reason we do the protection of the NH2 group. Next we have nitration reaction. Under strong acidic condition, aniline reacts with H plus ion to form anilinium ion. And this anilinium ion, that is NH3 plus ion on the benzene ring which is present, is a meta-directing group. Thus, here you can see when aniline is treated with nitrating mixture, that is HNO3 and H2SO4 at 288 Kelvin, you can see you get all the three products, and meta product is much compared to ortho product, isn't it? Here you can see 51% you get para-nitroaniline, 47% meta-nitroaniline, and only 2% ortho-nitroaniline is formed. Also, here also you can get the major product by what? Protection. So, NH2 group, first it is undergoing acylation. So, you get COCH3 group. Then you do the nitrating mixture reaction to get NO2 group in the para position. Then hydrolysis so that you will get NH2 group. Correct? So, this is how aniline undergoes nitration. Next we have sulfonation reaction. Sulfonation reaction, aniline reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid to form anilinium hydrogen sulfate. You can see NH3 plus HSO4 minus. Further, when it is heated at 453 to 473 Kelvin, then it will form self-anilic acid, that is SO3H will come and get attached to the para position, and here you can see it forms this Wheeler ion form, that is the H plus can go to nitrogen to form NH3 plus and SO3 minus. Why we call it as a Wheeler ion? Because the same molecule has positive charge as well as a negative charge. Okay. So I hope you have understood about this sulfonation reaction. Here we are not doing any protection because sulfuric acid is a strong acid. Directly it is giving anilinium hydrogen sulfate. Okay. You can observe that Friedel-Crafts reaction does not take place in aromatic amines because they form salts with aluminum chloride. Okay. So that's the reason aniline will not undergo Friedel-Crafts reaction. Next is about the diazonium salts. Now, what are these diazonium salts? They have a general formula Rn2 plus X minus. What is it? Rn2 with positive sign, X minus. So, such salts we call it as diazonium salts. Now, the X minus ion can be chlorine, bromine, HSO4 minus, B4 minus, etc. R stands for aryl group and N2 we know it is nitrogen. Correct? Or N2 plus is also called as the diazonium group. Now, how do we name them? See, you have benzene to which N2 plus and Cl minus is there. So, we call it as benzene diazonium chloride. Here C6H5N2 HSO4. So, we call it as benzene diazonium hydrogen sulfate. Okay. So, you are writing N2 group is called as the diazonium group. Benzene ring you write it, and X group whatever it is, its name you are going to write along with the name of the hydrocarbon and the diazonium group. Okay. So, that's how you name the diazonium salts. Now, if you compare the primary aromatic diazonium salt to primary aliphatic diazonium salts, aromatic diazonium salts are stable at low temperature, okay, for some time. Why exactly? It can be explained on the basis of resonance. Here you can see how bond is forming a bond and here the bond is getting back to form a charge. Now here you can see again bond is forming a bond. The positive charge was there in the ortho position. Now it has come to the para position. Now from the para position it has come to another ortho position and again it can come back to get the same structure. So here you can see that it is resonance stabilization is there, but in aliphatic diazonium salts there is no resonance stabilization at all. Thus it is highly unstable. Okay. So next is method of preparation of diazonium salts. So you take a benzene diazonium chloride which has to be prepared. It is prepared by reacting aniline with nitrous acid. NaNO2 with HCl is forming HNO2, which we call it as nitrous acid. At 0 degrees Celsius, what will happen here is you will get C6H5 N2Cl. You can write it as N2 plus Cl minus, that is benzene diazonium chloride, NaCl, and water is formed. So you are taking aniline, treating it with nitrous acid at 0 degrees Celsius to form benzene diazonium chloride salt. So this is one method of preparation of benzene diazonium chloride. Next is physical properties. Now benzene diazonium chloride is a colorless crystalline solid. It is readily soluble in water. What is it? It is soluble in water and it is stable in cold but reacts with water when it is warm. And in dry state, it can decompose very easily. Benzene diazonium fluoroborate is water insoluble and is also stable at room temperature. This is the only one diazonium salt which is insoluble in water. Also, it is stable at room temperature. Okay, so that's about the physical properties. Next class, we'll be learning the reactions involving displacement of nitrogen, that is the reactions of diazonium salts, and also we'll be learning about the coupling reactions. So I hope you have understood today's class. Thank you, my dear children. Stay tuned, stay focused.